Welcome back to Etc. Podcast, baby. This is our 300th episode.
Yes,
sir.
We got Wesley Snipes in the building.
You already know what it is. Call me Blade. Where the fuck Morbius at?
Right. Morbius at. Yeah.
It's Morbin time.
It's Morbin time, right?
All right,
man.
Mark, you're so far,
but yet they don't know that, so we're so close. No,
we got the Y cam, baby.
Yeah, they didn't know that. So,
it's your first time on a podcast?
No.
On the couch?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay though.
Yeah.
Same here. I feel like I'm more thrown off than anything, but I like it. I like the new set. You know.
Yeah.
Let me know what y'all think back at home. I forget where to look now. I'm used to my camera being over there. It's over there. But now we got this camera, and this camera.
Look at any camera. Let them know what you got going on.
Where the hot wings at? But
right.
Mark, what's going on with you? How you been? What's new? 300 episodes, bro.
I know. It's kind of crazy to think about, like just 2016, just grinding it out. Who would have thought? But yeah, I'm good, A couple things has happened. How have you been?
I'm good.
Nothing crazy. Just go life, just day-to-day life,
I feel you. I've been good, this past weekend. We ain't been in here in a minute, but I forget what I did the weekend prior. But this past weekend, I went to my first gender reveal. So, have you been to a gender reveal yet?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Is it somebody I know?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm forgetting who it might be, but yeah, I went to a gender reveal. It was a family members, and it was cool. It was fun. I'm gonna be real with you. We did they had obviously the little the reveal,
so
the color.
What was the theme?
There was not a theme. Okay, it was just a gender reveal.
Was
but
it like a basketball drawing? Was it?
Oh no. The
guy hits the balloon.
No. It's like a
baseball bat.
Everything was the decoration was is it a boy or is it a girl? Typical.
Okay.
And then the reveal was it was two things. It was the little batons that you light and then the smoke comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a little firework thing that would do the same thing.
Nice.
So that's what I was trying to say is that they had that stuff going on, and then prior to it they had a little bit of food and stuff, and they had this board of you could get a sticker of blue or pink, and you say which side you think it's gonna be because nobody knew.
Mm-hmm.
We were all wrong. It was very strongly one-sided for the most part. There was some people that were on the side of one of the genders. It was very heavy boy. Reason being is because we had a lot of girls, a lot of girls being born. So we were
so conspiracy.
No. We were just kind of
yeah,
it'd be cool to have a baby boy. We haven't had one in a minute. So a lot of us were heavy boy.
Well,
and the sticker was filled on the boy side. There was some that was on the girl's side. My grandmom said both, so she had a sticker on each side.
Okay, well she's a winner in both sides.
Yeah,
she never lost.
even when it was time to reveal, they were all right, everybody who's in favor of boy stand on this side. Everybody in favor of girl sit on this side.
She was in the middle.
And my grandma was I'm not moving. She was I'm cool right here. Either way, I'll win. And she stood on the girl's side, and she was really excited.
Nice.
It was nice to see. We were all in shock. I was still hyped either way.
Yeah.
But everybody was looking at each other what the fuck?
yeah.
Because I don't know if you ever heard this, but a lot of people are mostly women, I guess, because they've also had children. They're if your belly is this, it's for sure a boy. Or if you crave these things, it's for sure a girl. So there was a lot of that going on. I was yo, she looks like she's having a boy. So I'm bet. I wore my blue shirt, my blue Hawaiian shirt, what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Pulled up with that, the blue fit. I was yo, team boy all day. I need a little homie back in the family. Even though, who's calling me at a time like this? I'm talking about gender reveals. Even though I love my little, my baby girls in the family, much love. They cool as hell. I love them. But I was yo, we need a little homie. We need somebody to raise up.
Somebody raise up.
Not yet.
Not yet.
As soon as it happened, we're who's next?
Right.
we gonna try
Who
again.
next? Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was cool.
But that's nice.
Yeah, but what you got going on? I'll let you.
Well, last Sunday I went to Six Flags.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You did go to Six Flags. I saw your cape.
Yeah. Yeah, my cape. Yeah, my Superman cape. It was buy one get one free. So,
oh, that's how that happened.
Yeah, so
that's
why
awesome.
not? You know,
I thought it was like a part of like a a game, carnival game.
Nah. They just had them capes there just to give away at that point. But yeah, it was fun for the most part. You know, I went with my girl, and then she had a bunch of her friends. The reason why we went was because her friends were saying that they wanted to go, so it was kind of like, you know, a big kind of like group thing. It was like a group of like 11 of us. You know, it was kind of big, but
Six Flags was eating that day. Jesus.
Yeah. But it was good weather. It wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold, and it wasn't really that packed. And yeah, it was fun. But the only thing is, like, I realized as I was being there, I was like, man, I'm definitely getting too old for this. Because, like, it started to get to the point where, like, it was me and my girl, and we just kind of went to this one spot where there was a lake, and we kind of just sat on the bench, and I was just like, man, I'm ready to go home now. like, because it was only, I think, at that point, like 6 o'clock. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready to go. Because, like, it was just like, it just got to the point where I'm realizing, like, you know, I went on all the rides, and I'm just like,
I mean, at that point, like, I feel like that's right though. Like, if you've done everything, it's not a weird thought to be like, all right, like, I'm done.
I know, but it was the idea that when I remember I used to go, and again, it could just be the idea where it wasn't so packed, so it didn't feel like this. But I just remember when as a kid, when you used to go, it used to be there till like 10 o'clock at night, you know, like until the park almost
just finding
closed.
Shit to do,
just find anything to do, really, for the most part. This time I left when the sun was still up, and it just kind of felt weird, like, damn, I'm leaving so early. Like,
well, what time did y'all get there?
We got there, I think, at like 10 o'clock
in the morning.
Yeah.
And when did y'all leave?
Most likely, I think I got 7. We were there for 10 hours.
Yeah, bro. That's what's that? That's 9 hours or something like that, right?
Yeah.
If my math is mathing,
yeah,
it's a long time. You did a shift at Six Flags.
Exactly. This is true. And we didn't really wait for the majority of the rides. Like, I think the only ride we really waited for, it was like the Wonder Woman, which I never went on because when I used to go, it wasn't there yet. But that was a pretty fun ride.
Yeah. You ever, like, I'm gonna ask, was there anything that was closed?
I honestly think Kingda Ka was closed, and I think the other thing, the one that's connected with the one that just drops down, I think those two were closed, for being honest, because I don't remember seeing the ride ever going, like, actually, like, going on or anything.
I was about to say, I was like, you ever notice that, like, something's always closed at Six Flags or like being built?
Yeah.
There's never been a time where it's like, oh, everything's like free game. It's always like, oh, like something happened, you know, one of them's down.
And being older too, I noticed that, like, it just didn't hit the same. And again, it could just because I'm older.
You've done them all before.
I've done them all before, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the idea of, like, the park itself just didn't really feel like it was really, like, introducing me to, like, yo, you're at Six Flags. It felt like I was at somebody's small, like, I felt like I was at Clementon Park.
Damn.
Yeah. That's how it felt.
For y'all that don't know what Clementon, like, if you know what Clementon Park is, you feel us on this.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, like, that was a strong statement that Mike just put out.
That's how it felt when I was at Six Flags.
That's depressing.
Exactly. That's how I felt. Now, I'm not saying I'm not saying the rides itself were really like that, but I just felt like when I was like the vibe. When I was waiting in line, there was no, like, you were feeling like, oh, you were getting ready to get on the ride. Like, it just felt like you were in line. They were just like, get on, get off. Like, and that's literally how I felt for every ride.
I'm very stuck on the "I felt like Clementon Park" comment because that is so real.
It definitely, it felt like that 100%. I'm just, at first I ain't really notice it because I'm like, as soon as you walk in, you see that big fountain, you're like, wow, the sun was hitting right. I was like, man, this is gonna be a good day. But then as I started to get on like 2 to 3 rides, and I felt like when I was waiting in line, there was like no music playing. It was just dead silence. You heard everybody's conversation in the line. And again, then you got the people that are like doing the ride, like the workers doing the ride. They're just like, all right, make sure you hurry up, take the seatbelt off. All right, get off, hurry up. And I was just like, oh my God, like, damn. Like,
you know what it sounds like, to be honest? It sounds like it was too easy.
As far as what, just like
getting on, like, I feel like that took away the appeal.
Yeah, it did, like, a little bit.
There's no build up. You just walk up. It's like, all right, you sit wherever you want. Like,
it did, but at the same time, not really, because like I said, the one ride I know we waited for the most was probably like the Wonder Woman. And for the most part, as I was sitting there waiting, like, they had some music on there. And we were waiting for, I think, like 40 minutes at most for that one ride. And still at a certain point, I was just like, all right, like hurry up, can I get on the ride already? Like, because like I don't know, it just felt like it was such a long wait for. And the reason why I guess too is because the ride sat a lot of people. It sat 40 people on that one ride, and I was just like, damn, like how am I still waiting? Like,
so what is the one? Is that like one of like the Superman one, or is that like you sit
no,
down?
no. So it's like a circular, like it's kind of weird how.
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
And it goes like
a
back and forth
type of thing.
Yeah, it goes like that, and it spins though at the same time.
Got
so
you.
each time you're going around.
I don't know how that applies to Wonder Woman though.
It's supposed to be like the lasso, I guess, you know, that she has, but I don't really know how.
I guess so.
Looks like it a bit, but yeah, it just felt like as I was going on certain rides and just the aesthetics of them, and just I realized there was obviously some rides there that hasn't changed, and it just felt so like.
Is the Green Lantern one still there? Or you just like crushing
the man crusher? Yeah, that ride is still there. Yeah. I mean, that was one of the newer ones. I remember when I was going. I
should call the Green Lantern ride the vasectomy.
Yeah. I remember when I went back like a while ago. I remember that ride was just being announced. So yeah, that one I know was still there. They actually took out Bizarro, if you remember that. It was the purple one, but it was supposed to be obviously like the anti-Superman, but they changed that, and they made it it's called the Medusa.
What is that from?
Fuck if I know. Bro, fuck if I know. But let me tell you how that ride was a mixture of Medusa, which is supposed to be from like Greek mythology.
Right, that's why I'm confused here.
But it also had a mixture of Western. So there was
like Pew Pew.
Yes, like a Western,
like Westworld type shit.
Yeah, so it was a mixture of it's supposed to be like you're in a cart. It's supposed to be cowboys and
so like El Toro.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The vibe was so confusing on that ride. I had no idea what the time period was. There was a mixture of like crates, barrels, horses, and carts, and it's supposed to be Western, but it's called the Medusa.
Did it like lead you, like there was, like when you walk up to a ride, there's usually like signs or like sounds.
So that's the thing. They were still in production of
Of course they were.
Finishing. Yes.
Of course. Of course they were. Because it's Six Flags.
They were so I remember when we were like, because we had just got off the El Toro, and that ride still to this day, that first drop is insane. I don't know how that shit's still surviving, but we had talked to somebody to figure out, because I just don't remember, like, cause they don't have maps anymore. It's all electronic,
Oh, okay.
Saving the world.
COVID, post-COVID. Exactly. That's another thing too. That might be the vibe too of like, fucking it up, of like it being a post-COVID amusement park.
Yeah, true.
So that probably sucks out the fun. Not as many people there.
Yeah. So when we got there, Because
you went there Memorial Day weekend, right?
Yeah, I went Sunday, so it was the day before Memorial Day. Yeah, and yeah. So since we didn't really know where everything was, and I just obviously haven't been there in a while, so I couldn't remember. We asked the guy like, oh yes, like what's over there exactly? So then he was like, oh yeah, it's the Medusa. He was like, it used to be Bizarro, and he was like, but they changed it now. It's called the Medusa. So they're still like fixing some stuff up for it, but they gave it a whole new paint job and everything. That's what he said.
Mm-hmm. And I'm convinced that, I'm sorry to cut you off again, but I'm convinced that the people who do Philly construction are the same people who work at Six Flags.
Probably.
Because shit's always just in progress.
Yeah, probably. And what's crazy is that they didn't change a single thing as far as like the roller coaster is still the same. The stuff around it's still the same, all that. They just changed the color, took off the sticker, the painting and all of it, and they
say grand reopening.
Yeah.
New management.
It's nothing different. It's just the name of it and just the color of it, but everything's exactly the same. So you can see like the Superman symbol for certain things that you
still
see.
There.
It's still there, but obviously it's a different color. So people who just got there now, never went to Six Flags before, they will never know. But I saw this stuff there, and I was just like, y'all thought y'all can cover it up, which I can't. But yeah, that was really it. The vibe just, like I said, it just felt very it just felt felt like I was at Clementon Park.
Damn. Now I gotta pull up and see. I'm gonna go for myself and see, and I'm gonna come back.
Again, it might be different. Again, it could be the idea, like you said, with just not being a lot of people there, and just the anticipation wasn't that great, for a lot of stuff. But
it was also like opening weekend though, right? Like that was like the first.
Maybe.
Because I'm pretty sure they open, like those parks open up around like Memorial Day weekend. Like they base it off of that. So I'm like kind of surprised that it was just like,
Yeah.
I was like, I saw you there. I'm like, damn, bro. Like he must be like in like long ass lines. Like shit must be like terrible.
Nah, for the most part.
I seen you with your cape. I'm like, oh, he having a grand old time.
Yeah, for the most part, the only thing we waited for, like I said, was the Wonder Woman, and majority of rides we waited was probably like 15 minutes, you know, at most.
That's wild.
15, 20 minutes at most. It wasn't that long.
No express pass, no nothing.
No. I mean, we did get annoyed because people did have some fucking fast pass. And, bro, I remember the very first ride. We went on the Batman, very first ride. And this guy used the fast pass. It was him and his 2 kids. He used the fast pass, got in the front. Got in the front cart. And he went off. And literally, he comes back and they just asked him, "You want to go again?" He's like, "Y'all want to go again?" And then they didn't answer. And he was like, "Yeah, we'll go again." So we were literally next, though. And he just literally blocked us off and went again. And I was just like, bro, are you serious? Like
fast pass perks.
Like, god damn, bro. You mean to tell me, like, he didn't even have to get off the ride. He just sat in his seat with his thing still. And he's like, yeah, we're going right there. Like, I'm like, bro, are you serious? Like, that got me so pissed. But yeah, then we went on the one Congo Rapids. It's like a water one where you're in a raft and it kind of spins as you're going down. Oh shit. It spins as you're going down. And yeah, you're supposed to get wet. Luckily, what's funny is me and my girl didn't get wet at all. Like there was a family with like 3 kids and then like another kid that went by himself. I felt so bad for him because his brother was supposed to go with his brother and his dad, but his brother was a punk and didn't want to get on.
So he just left him?
So he just left him. So it was just that boy. And I felt so bad, but he got really wet though. So I was like, oh, there you go. It makes up for something. Yeah. But we just kind of dodged all the water, which was funny. But for the most part, yeah, that's just how, you know, Six Flags felt though, you know.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now I gotta pull up, and if
I'm
gonna confirm the Clementon Park vibes.
I hope it's better, you know, for you.
Because that just really bummed me out. I'm like, damn, I haven't been to Six Flags in a minute. Like even pre like COVID, I didn't get a chance to. Like I was like, oh, like, I'm gonna go, and then never end up going.
Yeah, it was one of those things where you really just thought like, oh yeah, we should go, and then just never happened, you know, for the most part. There's one thing though that's called the Houdini. I don't think you've ever been on it.
I don't think I have, but I've heard of it.
So it's that one random place that looks like a mansion when you walk into the park. My whole life I went to Six Flags. I never went in that place. We finally went in it, bro. No bullshit. I might have to say that's probably like top ride, bro. Best. Yo, like that shit was crazy. That shit kind of got me. Like we were on that shit. We were just like, hey, yo, this shit got crazy. Like for some reason, it was just so simple, and the idea of it was just so cool. Like I think that's what really got me. It was just like it was an indoor thing too, and it was just simple, but it really got you. And I was just like, wow, this is a tough ride. Like,
damn.
But yeah.
Now it's just at this point. If Six Flags going down, we gotta take the trip to Universal or Disneyland or something.
That's why I was comparing it to, because I was just like, when I remember when I was younger, I just felt like the vibe when going to the park and walking around the park. You know, you got the people in the costumes. You got all this stuff going into it.
You got
and
the old man.
Yeah. Oh my God, I totally forgot about that. And I just feel like when I went to it now, none of that was in play. And I was just thinking of Disney, and I'm just like, no matter where you're at, you can be in the corner somewhere just vibing out. There's something happening in that corner. Like you just still feel like you're in Disney. You don't feel like you're anywhere else. And that's why I just felt like they missed out on, where I just felt like, you know, when you're in line, you should feel like, oh shit, I'm about to go into a ride.
It's an experience.
If you're walking down the roads, you know, you'll see like street signs where it's like, oh, you're on this road, and you just feel like you see all these like stores and all this, the whole time. But I don't know. Clementon Six Flags, you know.
That's what it's turning into. That's kind of wild though. I never peeped it like they're in the same vicinity, those 2 parks.
What do you mean?
Like Clementon Park and Six Flags, like they're not right next to each other, but like,
oh yeah,
there's like 2 amusement parks in the same state and shit.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy. Where else? I mean, we got in PA, like Sesame Street. Oh, we got Hershey Park, we got Dorney, we got Sesame Place. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Sesame Place.
Okay, we got a couple things. I'll take it back.
Yeah, we got some things, you know.
Some places they got like the county fair.
Yeah, I know. And that's why I remember we were headed there, I was like, man, it's kind of crazy to think that, like, you know, PA is the way it is, but like we got some stuff here, you know. Yeah, we got amusement parks.
Don't sleep.
You know, we got amusement parks.
Remember the bazaar?
At school?
Yeah. That makeshift shit.
Bruh, I ain't gonna lie though, that was one of the hypest moments during the year. I remember I would love to go there. I remember I got kicked off one of the rides.
Damn.
It's because I kind of got out the ride before it stopped. so the dude,
he was that amped.
So the dude was like, all right, you can't get in.
You done.
You're done. You can't get on. I was like, all right, whatever, bro. You bugging. And I just never went back there.
I remember that shit would come up. Like, we get that little pass. Like, oh, like, the bazaars this weekend. It's like, all right, cool. And then I don't think, like, at a certain point, it was not, like, what we were used to at a certain point. They kind of just made it, like, an indoor thing.
Indoor, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember it was, like, a thing across the street, right? In that little warehouse place. Yeah.
That's so sad to hear. But, like, I remember it used to be, like, outside the school, and, like, they actually had, like, you know, the blow-up, like, slide and, like, little other shit. And I'm like, yo, this is dope. And then at one point, I was like, oh, let's pull up to the bazaar. And then they're like, oh, yeah, just go across the street into this little dark-ass warehouse with no lighting, and just walk around there for a little bit.
Yeah. It's sad to say that like, certain things just, like, slowly died for us.
They were just like, yeah, we're just going to build this brand new building.
I know. Instead. Like, what? Bruh. So sad. And then they had, like, the tents there for you to buy certain stuff and all that. It wasn't nothing crazy. No. Nothing crazy, but, you know.
Just regular shit.
Yeah. I used to be ready to go to that place, and then it just got ass. As days went by.
Shit, wow. I want to make sure that we talk. I know we've been having fun, but and this is a great 300th episode. We got the new setup, and we got new lights, and we got colors and shit. You know, we vibing. But yeah. Shit getting, like, on this past weekend before we recording this, for y'all that don't know, I mean, I'm sure it's been in the news. I never really know, like, you know, when shit like happens here, it's like, how far does it get? Like, are they talking about this like in like Seattle or some shit, or is it just like local news?
Yeah.
Like, you never really know. Like, when New York and like LA, you know, like, everybody talking about it. Like, Texas, everybody talking about it. But, like, I don't know how important we are to, like, everybody else. That's why I'd be like, when people ask me, like, where I went to school, I'd be like, I don't know if you know what that is. Because, like, I don't know how popular my school is. Like, in Philly, obviously, is, like, popular.
Of course, yeah.
But, like, if you say to LaSalle to somebody, you don't know if they're going to be like, oh, yeah, like, right there. Like,
right
cool.
There, yeah. Like, what the hell you say to me?
Yeah, like, that's what I expect. Like, I'm just like, Temple, and they're just like, huh? Like, that's what I'm assuming.
You went to a temple?
Yeah. I always find that funny where it's like, yeah, like, when I explain this, I was like, back when I went to Temple, it sounds like I'm like religious or some shit.
I'm sorry. Let me bow to you first.
But no, in all seriousness, so this past weekend on Saturday in Philadelphia on South Street, I believe the number was about 15 people were shot.
Yeah.
Mostly injured, not all casualties. Only as of right now, I believe only 3 were killed. 3 too many, but knowing the area, it could have been a lot bigger thing on it, like, especially for a Saturday night. At first, so I was asleep. Supposedly this happened like 11 o'clock at night or some shit like that. Before the news broke, and like I saw a news story like at 1, but Quinn has hit me up with an article at like 3 in the morning or like 1 in the morning or some shit, and was just like, yo, like, I don't know if you peeped this, but like, and I read it, and I'm just like, damn, like, South Street though, like,
yeah,
we already had like 5 mass shootings in under a week. I'm pretty sure it's surpassed that already in the past 2 weeks. And then to hear, I was kind of like talking to Anicia, and I was like, yo, like, as bad as it is here, this was like a couple weeks ago. I was like, as bad as it is here, like, and I saw like the school shootings and the hospital stuff. I was like, as bad as gun violence and drugs is, I was like, we haven't had like a mass shooting at a school or anything. And I was like, that's kind of crazy to me. Like, and as crazy as like gun violence is here. And then lo and behold, like a couple weeks later, it's just like on South Street, like, somebody ran up on somebody else and just started letting shots out. Kind of wild.
Yeah, it's a shame how like shit has just been spiraling, and it's really getting to the point where it's just like, bro, like, when are we going to actually do something, and how many lives are actually going to be lost for people to really just see how serious, like, just having a gun really is, and just, you know, stuff for background checks, obviously, and just, but again, anything can happen. It's just a shame to have to see that people's lives had to be taken for people to really see the severity of it, and then no one's really put it into perspective. You know, people are probably sitting up there in their high chairs just like, oh yeah, you know, who cares, or not just who cares, but whatever.
Oh, they're saying that.
Yeah, and it's just, the idea is like, you got to put in perspective, like, okay, well, what if that's one of your loved ones, you know, for something like that to happen to them, and then you just don't see that person anymore. You know, we can't just ignore it and just be like, all right, well, that person, you know, lost somebody, let's just give them a pat on the back and tell them to keep going, where it's just like, no, like that sucks. Like some justice or something has to happen for people to actually feel like when they go out they can be safe, no matter what public setting you are. Because like, again, like you said, a place like South Street of all places, like it's so like it's just so crazy to think like now when people go out, no matter where they are, they can be in a place of 100 people or anything, and it's just a fear of like, wow, like something really, somebody like you probably can't see their face, but there's probably somebody in here who probably has something, who knows what's gonna happen, and it's just that's the scary part about it.
Yeah, and for y'all that don't know the area, like South Street is like it's a place where like there's like heavy foot traffic. It's a lot of like bars, restaurants, just things to do. So the fact that it happened there, it seems kind of like it's like damn, like that's probably one of the worst places that it could have happened because there are so many like just civilians just being out and about, just trying to enjoy themselves. When I heard the news, I was kind of like, like in my head, I was trying to think of like what caused it. And I was like, oh, like most likely somebody ran up on somebody else. Like they was looking for the other person and then they just let shots off in South Street. So people were bound to get hit. And then Anicia and Quinn were kind of like alluding to, it was like, oh, like it's also like Pride Parade. Like and South Street is also an area where like there's a lot of like gay communities or like gay owned businesses and stuff like that. So that could also be a motive. And I'm like, I didn't even think about that. It's really fucked up. Mm-hmm. It wasn't that. It actually ended up, there was a video out, I don't know if you've seen it yet, of like what started the whole thing. And
I didn't see what started. I just remember seeing like the area and like how many people there was and how like everybody just kind of like ran, but I didn't see the exact thing.
Yeah, from what I saw, there was a short video of just a guy standing outside of Arita's and two other guys just walked up on this one guy. But there was somebody in the distance like recording those two guys walking up because they were like, yo, like they just pulled guns out, like what they about to do. Mm-hmm. And there's like, yo, like they strapped, like they about to like go on this guy, and then they all started fighting.
I think I did see it now.
Yeah,
I didn't know if that was the video that I was thinking, but yeah, okay, yeah.
No, so then you start to hear shots, and like the video I saw, whoever was cool recording, they either put it in their pocket or they just dropped their phone because it was just black. But you heard like the screaming and people being like helping each other, and just like it was kind of sad because I listened to the whole video and obviously the shots went off. People were like screaming like, oh, like run, hide, whatever. But then I guess one of the people that were close by got hit, and you can hear a woman like being like, yo, you're supposed to like push down on it, like push hard, like I guess trying to help somebody who got shot. So it's just really fucking wild, bro. Like I could go on a whole rant, but I don't, like obviously we're getting close to our time. But it's just like, damn, bro, like how many, like you said, how many times is it gonna take? And like I'm also like tired of just being upset about it. Like like nothing's being heard. And it's not going to be, nothing's going to change because of, at the end of the day, just money. Like, that's what it boils down to. Like, it's very easy. I know there's a bunch of processes to go through with it, but it's not that difficult for everybody to come to an agreement. Like, damn, like our people are dying. We're killing ourselves.
That's what,
Let's all just forget all affiliations, whatever the fuck's going on, and just sign this piece of paper that says that there needs to be more restrictions and guidelines and classes and other like background checks to make it a lot less likely to happen. You'll never be able to fully get rid of the idea of these things happening, at least in the US right now. We're at this point, it's just like, yo, can we at least get something in place, some restrictions, something? Because literally every country except for us does not have this issue, at least not to the insane degree that we have. We blow people out of proportion in numbers in terms of like mass shootings, murders, and all these other things. Why is it still an issue? How difficult could it be to just follow other people's processes and what they have in place to prevent it from happening here? We're supposed to be the best fucking country ever and all this other bullshit. And we can't even do this. At the end of the day, it's all because of money. A lot of the people that are put in power that can make these changes are being funded and paid by the people who facilitate these weapons.
It's like you said, it's annoying. Just the idea that we're just killing our own people, and a lot of times, like, we should be for the most part scared of the only thing of just being like, old age, like death, like that's it, just natural causes for
health,
stuff,
whatever,
health, but the fact that we have to be scared of literally possibly dying by someone who can literally be right next to us, and that's just like insane to think about.
At the very least, one of the people involved were arrested. They're still looking for the two others. So, one other, because I believe one of the people involved is one of the three that passed away. Another one was arrested, so I believe there's still one on the loose that they're looking for. It just sucks, man. Again, we're close to our time, but it's just like it makes you think like, yo, like I don't even want to go nowhere anymore. Like I told Quinn, I was like, I think it's getting to that time where like we all need to just move the fuck up out of here. Like it's getting to that point, like whether it's Jersey or literally anywhere else, because like Philly in and of itself is just getting worse and worse by the day,
bro. Like before, we used to joke around about it and just be like, it's whatever. But it's just like
Badlands. This shit
like
really
it's coming really clear to your eyes. Like it's so crazy to think that like we really grew up in a place like this. And sometimes when people be like, "Damn, like you really live in Philly," and it's like before it was like we used to joke like, whatever. But it's really getting to that point where somebody says that to you, and it's just like, yeah, I mean, I can believe why they really would say it like that, because shit that happens here is insane. Like it's almost every other day, you know, something just insane has happened. So yeah,
it makes you think. It's like damn, do you even want to like bring kids into this world? Like at least raise them here? Like, do you even want to go anywhere? Like I'm cool just staying at the crib at this point. Like like you can't go to South Street no more?
Yeah, honestly, I don't think I would even want to go, because
like that's a summer like shit. Like people go down there, grab a little water ice or whatever the fucking, you know, just chill. And now shit turn into that. Like,
yeah,
shit is wild. But our condolences go to each of the people, everybody who's affected. You know, It's unfortunate. Thankfully, the majority of the people who were afflicted were only injured, and it wasn't, you know, raising the death count. But hopefully, all y'all recover and end up cool. Hopefully that everybody who is responsible ends up getting arrested and taken care of and prevented from anything ever like this happening again. This is our 300th episode. So kind of, you know, it's unfortunate that we had to, you know, bring up this type of thing during it instead of it, you know, being kind of a celebratory type of thing. But it needs to be said, especially when it happens literally like blocks away from where we're recording right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything you want to say, Mark, before we wrap up here?
No, just everybody be safe, you know, take care of yourselves. And, you know, yeah, we appreciate everybody who's been here through everything since 2016 and just, you know, enjoyed our content, love seeing us, hearing us, what we got to say. So yeah, we appreciate all and every single one of you, and we hope that you will stay here for 400 episode, 500 episode, until whenever, you know, until we're old.
Yep, until we dusty as hell.
Exactly.
This was 300 episodes worth of laughs, memories, just shit we'll always take with us, shit we'll be able to show our kids. So there's a lot of fun stuff we get to do, and hopefully, you know,
they'll never know what Clementon Park is.
Never. But we're gonna keep going until, you know, we get to where we want to be. See you guys next time. We love y'all. Deuces.